You know I've wanted to do... Wait a minute, that's not how I start videos. I've wanted to do... That's better. I've wanted to do this video for a while, and I was watching Victor Davis Hanson speak on something related to this earlier, so I will take that as a good sign to do it now, which is the corrupt American monarchy. And for those of you who are no doubt going spoon, you're going overboard with the monarchy thing, you're spreading it over everything. I hear you, it'll make sense, trust me, don't worry. Because America, while it does revulse at the idea of monarchy, its apparatus does contain features of it. Perhaps not monarchical rule in the traditional sense, not so much the political dynasties, but it has a sort of perverted royal family structure. I think with the current crop in power, you can use that term quite literally. America does still operate under this delusion of constitutional republic, getting to elect presidents and representatives. Nice in theory, in practice, this is of course a farce. And you've probably heard some of the more fringe of politics say, presidents are selected, not elected, and the elite are just out to screw you. We can use the current administration and the shenanigans of 2020 as the baseline for that idea, and you can imagine those who happen to hold that statement quite dear would feel rather vindicated by the last 2 years, considering all of that has come to fruition in train wreck-style fashion. Because Biden is not the one running the show, that much is obvious. If you need notes to tell you when to sit, your staff swarm you to stop you from taking questions from the press, and anytime you utter a single sentence of your own volition, you end up making headlines all over the fucking world for your own bloody incompetence. It's very clear that guy isn't running a fucking thing, and nothing you can say is going to convince me otherwise. That guy is a pawn with more skeletons in his closet than the grounds of Hiroshima. He's there to keep up appearances, to present the facade of the presidency. Meanwhile, the country is being systematically destroyed through whatever shadowy forces operate in the executive branch. It is a controlled demolition. The reason I've called it a pseudo-monarchical process is it does have its royal families, called the DNC and the RNC, the Democratic and Republican National Committee. These are America's two royal families, and you don't get to taste the upper echelons of power unless you go through either one of these. And we're seeing that is the big-moneyed interest that props up whatever candidate they hope to get on the ballot. And they will donate to either side. Money does not have a political affiliation. They are loyal to profit, not politics, merely policy and who can deliver it. And this is discussed openly about who the rich donate to. It's just come to be an accepted norm that this is how the Yanks do politics. A great quote from H.L. Mencken. The main thing that every political campaign in the United States demonstrates is that the politicians of all parties, despite their superficial enmities, are really members of one great brotherhood. Their principle, and indeed their sole object, is to collar public office, with all the privileges and profits that go therewith. They achieve this collaring by buying votes with other people's money. And that quote still holds all the water more than half a century later. But look at Biden. When he was running, it was, Joe, all we need you to do is stay alive. That does not indicate an agent of free will, more an ill omen of impending doom brought about through an aging fossil. He didn't campaign at all, he got more votes than any other candidate, and then whatever force got him in starts utterly destroying the nation in a way that no sane person who is not a fence-sitting pleb can recognize is deliberate destruction. And then when the nation is nosediving like all engines blew the fuck out, it wasn't that Joe Biden needs to change course, no, the consensus all over the media was that Democrats need better messaging. It's not that the destination was arsehole. No. They just need a new pilot. I'm sorry, I was under the impression the whole point of the election was to elect the chief executive of the executive branch, not some marionette the DNC can just yank off the stage with the old vaudeville hook, only to spit out another version on stage that does the same gig that pissed off the whole audience in the fucking first place. Just look at who the Democrats have lined up. 80s corporate movie villain, Cackles and Mr. Buttplug. Oh, by the way, Pete's father was a professor who taught Marxist theory for about 3 decades over at the University of Notre Dame. Are we at all surprised? No, not at all. And what separates these candidates? Nothing. Nothing at all. They're the exact same person. They all fly under the same banner, as members of the DNC royal family. And, like I said previously, they will grovel to the ones who will comb through a potential candidate's past with a fine-tooth comb, to whom they will sell their soul to finance their political aspirations. Basically, political representatives in a democracy are all whores. Again, to quote the great Mencken, a professional politician is a professionally dishonorable man. In order to get anywhere near high office, he has to make so many compromises and submit to so many humiliations that he becomes indistinguishable from a streetwalker. Wise words. Because America, at least currently, despite its advertisement, is not a land of sturdy principle and philosophy. No, it's a cesspool of money and corruption. America is left worshipping one ideal, and that is the almighty dollar, which is why everywhere American culture is exported to, it becomes greedy, decadent, corrupt, corporatized, and oversees the destruction of any vivid artistic expression of national aesthetics. Can we please just admit that? Can we please stop this pathetic fucking charade of trying to be like the Yanks? They're a nation of extravagant overconsumption, not one of soulful character, and certainly not one worthy of any emulation. And that is all for today. I will see you all next time.